Yo, what's up everybody, how's it going? We are making an auto chess tier list right now because we hit our sub goal. And I got the music playing because it's just gonna be chill with it and I like it. And, you know, kind of makes me feel better about myself. But, yeah. So, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna figure out how this works. Yeah, I can actually add this, that's cool. Right now I can rename specific things. Okay, cool. So these are all the units that are in auto chess. And people want me to use my webcam. Move my webcam. All right. Where do I put myself? I'll put myself up here. All right, cool. So these are all the units that are in auto chess, and we're gonna go ahead and rank them arbitrarily because why not? So best unit. So we're gonna just go ahead and start with the best and worst units in the game. I think that's gonna make a nice baseline, right? Now, there's a lot of things to determine based on a unit. Now, the first thing I'm gonna say is I will never consider a 3-star unit except for druids, right? Because I think druids are just like druids kind of cheat their way there. But for every other type in the game, for every other unit in the game, getting a 3-star is just unrealistic. And 2-stars are much more common, much more likely to get to. So 1-star and 2 stars are going to be considered, and the 3 stars won't really be considered. Because, yes, the 3-star Dragonite might be the best unit in the game, but in all the games I have ever played, I've never seen it, right? It's just so unreliable. Can't get there. So, worst unit in the game, in my opinion, is Tiny. And it's just not even close. Tiny is just garbage. The biggest problem with Tiny isn't so much that he's got bad stats, it's actually that he's got a really bad ability. The problem with Tiny's ability is that he just saves units, like especially late game. He will grab somebody and throw them, and then they're just out. Like, they're out. Tiny saved them. Unless he kills them, he saves them. Right? Right, like you're fighting a backliner with your Tiny or something like that, and Tiny throws the Wind Ranger to the corner, and the Wind Ranger gets off another power shot. Garbage. Like, absolute utter trash. It's just unplayable. I would never ever play Tiny. It's just not a good unit. Right? So we're just gonna get rid of Tiny, immediately put him into the F tier. Now, the best unit in the game, to me, the best unit in the game is a unit I will always take whenever it pops up, no matter what. Right? So I think the best unit in the game is actually Clockwork. Where's my bad boy? There we go. So I know. So why is Clockwork the best unit in the game? Because Clockwork, if I get the first list, right, like the first chop or any, like, I will always take Clockwork. Always, without exception. No matter what. Right? Is there any unit, chat, tell me, is there any unit you would rather buy in the first chop than Clockwork? I can think of one. I will always buy Bounty Hunter. I would rather buy Clockwork than Bounty Hunter. I would rather buy Clockwork than Bounty Hunter. On a similar note, I do actually think Bounty Hunter is also solidly S tier. I think Clockwork is better than Bounty Hunter, although not by much. Why is Clockwork better than Bounty Hunter? Because Clockwork has better synergies. Clockwork has synergy with Timbersaw, which Timbersaw is a solid A tier unit just because he's got great stats, a great ability, great synergies, all around just awesome. Right, and if you get Timbersaw, Clockwork, and Tinker going, you actually have an awesome lineup, especially if you get them to level 2. That will carry you through the early game every single time. Alright, so where is my Timbersaw? Man, I'm really bad at finding the units. I am really bad at finding units. Can anybody help me? Where the fuck is Timbersaw? There's Tinker. So I'm actually going to put Tinker A tier. And then where's Timber? Bottom right. Ah, there we go. Okay. So why am I putting Tinker A tier? Tinker is garbage. So here's the thing. Okay? Tinker is not a good unit. But Tinker is made good because of Timbersaw and Clockwork. Actually, I'm probably gonna like, honestly, this is their idea. This is more accurate. I mean, Timbersaw and Clockwork are both just god tier units. Tinker is made good by Timbersaw and Clockwork being so fucking broken. Alright, and that's it. Whatever happened to Synergy doesn't matter the tiniest bit whatsoever. Well, in a tier list. Oh, also, by the way, I was wrong. But secondly, and I don't believe that anymore, and I've stated many times that that is not accurate. Synergy matters very much in the early game, and in the late game it's less important. So not A tier should be B instead of that. I can concede that he should be B tier if you guys think so. We can just add one in. We can add in a limbo. You guys want to add in a limbo tier? Alright. B limbo. Blimbo. And we'll make it pink. Alright, that's where Tinker goes. Tinker is Blimbo. Now, Tinker is tanky. He's got 10 armor. His ability is terrible, and you want to replace him really quickly. But the thing is that he just carries you through the early game. If you get these two, if you get Clockwork and Bounty Hunter and a Tinker, you win early game. If you get Clockwork and Timbersaw and Tinker, you win early game until round 15. Like, it's just so free. And then you can snowball that advantage. Right? Then you can snowball that advantage. And because you can snowball that advantage, Tinker is really good. Tinker isn't good himself. Tinker is nowhere near as good as Clockwork or Timbersaw or Bounty Hunter. But the thing is that Tinker becomes good because they are so powerful but are enabled by Tinker. Because you need Tinker to get the full synergy. Right? So that's why Tinker is important, and that's why he's in Blimbo tier. Alright? Cool. Cool. Then I'm gonna put Shadow Fiend into S tier. I think every single time I see a Shadow Fiend, early on, I will buy Shadow Fiend. Every time, without exception. There's never a time where I won't buy Shadow Fiend. Right? Bimbo tier? No, Blimbo. Be Limbo. Come on, guys. It's the Blimbo tier. Come on. Don't be rude. God. Chat. Can't even read properly. So, why is Shadow Fiend S tier? Shadow Fiend to me is S tier because Shadow Fiend is a must-buy every time I get him early on. Now, Shadow Fiend, this is why I would have liked to... So, for example, I would have really liked it if I could add in a second Shadow Fiend here. If I could add in a tier 2 Shadow Fiend, tier 2 Shadow Fiend is B to C tier at best. Right? Like, that's where a tier 2 Shadow Fiend goes. But here, like, or 2-star Shadow Fiend goes. Right? It's B to C tier at best. But 1-star Shadow Fiend is S tier. Why is 1-star Shadow Fiend S tier? Because by the time you can reasonably get a 1-star Shadow Fiend, 1-star Shadow Fiend is the best unit in the game. Because he's just so fucking powerful. But by the time you can reasonably get a 2-star Shadow Fiend is not anywhere near the best unit in the game anymore. And he falls off at that point. Despite that, Shadow Fiend is still the strongest unit at the point when you can buy him at the earliest. Meaning you always want to pick him up when you can get him. Meaning that he is an S tier. To me, that's how that's how it goes, right? Like, the earliest you can get a unit, if you will always get it no matter what, then it is an S tier. So that's it. Razor over Shadow Fiend. Level 1 Razor is not better than level 1 Shadow Fiend. That's why, by the way, that's why I wanted my original tier, like originally wanted the tier list to like be a lot more complex than this. Where, you know, like level 2-star Razor is much better than a 2-star Shadow Fiend. Much better. Right? But 1-star Shadow Fiend is better than a 1-star Razor. So where do you rank Razor and where do you rank Shadow Fiend? That is the difficulty, right? That's why you need to rank them. You should actually rank them based on their, you know, star rating. Anyway, so Shadow Fiend also goes up here in my opinion. So let's go ahead and throw in some of these. So Enchantress is solidly C tier. Enchantress is only solidly C tier. Like, Enchantress is only not F tier because you need her to get Lone Druid, right? Lone Druid to get full Druid synergy and get all of Lone Druid, you need to get Enchantress. Because of this restriction, it also makes Lone Druid a lot weaker, in my opinion. I think Lone Druid is still a fantastic unit, but he's solidly A tier because Enchantress is just garbage. Furion is even worse. They're just not good units. They fall off so hard, and it's, yeah. 3-star Enigma is F tier, right? 3-star Enigma is actually F tier. I do actually genuinely believe that. Do you know why 3-star Enigma is F tier? Because 2-star Enigmas are better than 1 3-star Enigma. If you ever build a 3-star Enigma, you've actually made your army weaker. You shouldn't ever build a 3-star Enigma. On top of that, you never get it, right? But like, it's actually better to have 2-star Enigmas. So, the 3-star Enigma is legit F tier. Not even joking. While 2-star Enigma is S tier. While 1-star Enigma is like, I would actually probably put him into Blimbo. I would probably put 1-star Enigma into Blimbo. 2 Midnight Pulses stack? Yes, they do stack. Meaning that two 2-star Enigmas kind of do 20% of enemies' HP in damage every time they cast. Or like in every fight, which 20% of the enemy's max HP every second during every fight. It's just absurd. Absolutely absurd. Okay. So, Queen of Pain is solidly C tier in my opinion. Don't think it's a very strong unit. Now, Beastmaster, I'm going to put Beastmaster into A tier. Beastmaster to me is something that I will buy very often. I will not buy him every single time I can, because sometimes I have Goblin Mech. Which means that at that point in time, Beastmaster is the second strongest option available. He is not bad. He is solidly A tier, but it doesn't mean I will always buy him. Right? So that's kind of where he goes. Right? On top of, but if you do get a good lineup with Beastmaster, he's very strong. Right? Very strong. I'm not trying to deny that. So then we've got Dragonite. So Dragonite to me is actually a little bit tricky as well. I'm actually going to go ahead and put Dragonite into Blimbo as well. So why is Dragonite in Blimbo? Dragonite is in Blimbo because Dragonite is S tier if you have a 2-star Dragonite and Dragon Synergy. That is the strongest unit in the game. We need a synergy tier. Right? Blimbo means they require synergy. Actually, we need a Slimbo. We need a Slimbo. Sorry, guys. All right, we need a Slimbo. That's just the problem here. Wait, no, this is a Limbo, right? This is not Slimbo. No, this is Slimbo. We're gonna go ahead and just make it Slimbo. Whatever. Who cares that it should be a Limbo? Right. So Dragonite to me is actually Slimbo, because to me, so Slimbo. What the problem is with units in Slimbo is that they require strong synergy to work, but they are very powerful if you get them to work. So that's to me where Dragonite is. Dragonite is amazing if you get him to work, but he isn't, like, you cannot always make him work. So that's why he's in Slimbo. Alright? So basically, the steal thing is not valid because you absolutely have to count levels and synergies of a piece relative to piece's general power. Yes, you have to account so many things that this doesn't account for, right? You have to account for timing when you can buy them. You have to account for possible synergies. You have to account for the different levels of the thing. Ideally, right? Like what the kind of tier list I would have liked to make ideally is it has all of these, right? It has all of this, but it also has them 2-star and 3-star, right? So every single 3-star is F tier. Like, so I don't need the 3 stars, but I do need the 2 stars. But yeah. So to me, similarly speaking, I think Puck is solid Blimbo, right? Where he is more B tier. Like, he's not that great, but if you get him to synergize, he moves up to A tier. right? And also because he's just one of the pieces necessary for Dragonite. And then we've got Viper, where I think Viper is actually just solidly A tier. Viper works well in Dragonite lineups, and works well in Assassin lineups. And I think Viper is actually just strong. Like, I've made Viper work many times. His active ability is one of the strongest active abilities in the game. I mean, most of the time, the Viper Poison just kills a guy, right? On top of that, Viper is not very popular, which I know that sounds like a weird thing to consider, but people don't really value Viper very much. Which makes it so that Viper usually goes on board, and you can very reliably get a 2-star Viper. Which, I know that sounds like something we maybe shouldn't consider, but it's to me, it's like another thing that just factors into the unit's power level. Right? Like, to me, Viper is just good. And honestly speaking, a lot of the time, when you get Puck, Viper, and Dragonite, like, if you get the option to go for this, you will. Right? Like, that's why they range from Blimbo to Slimbo. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at tier lists. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and put Doom into S tier. I think Doom is just absolute god tier. Mega strong, broken units, super good. Similarly, Kunkka, easily S tier. Yeah. Then, so here's actually something. Viper always old summon units or units with 1 HP. Yeah, that's one of the problems with him. If you guys want to, we can move him down to Blimbo. I'm okay with moving down Viper to Blimbo, because he's actually at his strongest when he has a lot of synergy. Right? We've got Lena. I think Lena is solidly F tier. I'm sorry. Lena is just garbage. She just doesn't work. It takes so long for her to get her nuke going, right? Level 2 Lena is terrible as well. It's just really not much that's redeeming about Lena. I think she's just not at all good. And that's kind of a problem. B Limbo should be named A Limbo. But I like it being called Blimbo. We just don't have an A Limbo, okay? This right here should be called A Limbo, actually. Like, there shouldn't be a Slimbo. There shouldn't be a Slimbo. Actually, I guess this should be called A Limbo. Do you guys want an A Limbo? Would you guys rather have A Limbo or Blimbo? I kind of like Blimbo. A Limbo doesn't sound as nice. Alright. Alright. You guys know what we mean, okay? We'll just keep it as Blimbo. Slimbo and Blimbo. Slimbo and Blimbo are my favorite part. Who is still here? I got 500 people here. That's pretty good. Alright. So, on that note, I think Sniper is a solid B tier. If I have nothing else that I really want, then I'll take a Sniper. Right? Like, Sniper is one of those units that I think is just like... just fine. Hey, Arizona. 2-8. Thank you very much for the sub, my dude. Right? Terrorblade is F tier in my opinion. Terrorblade is just not very good. We've got, on that note, I think Wind Ranger is actually a solid A tier. I would almost go as far as to say she's like Slimbo. I know, I don't know. I actually think Wind Ranger is just great. Like, here's one of the things that can, like, really shows me just how good Wind Ranger is. Wind Ranger, to me, is a unit you will buy 2 of, and then just place 2 of down. Right? Like, that's something you do. If you get 2 Wind Rangers, and you have space for a slot that isn't required for synergy, you will just put down 2 Wind Rangers, without them upgrading. Because they're just... Wind Ranger is just that strong. She just does a lot of damage. Power shot is amazing. Right? Her synergies are nice. She's a solid A tier, in my opinion. Right? I don't think Tinker deserves to be on the same level as Viper. No. Tinker is a solid Blimbo, in my opinion. Tinker is definitely a solid Blimbo. So on a similar note, I think Luna and Chaos Knight are kind of like a combination. You can get them really, really early. So I'm not sure if they should be in Blimbo, but generally speaking, I want Luna and Chaos Knight if I can have both of them. I don't really want Luna and or Chaos Knight if I can't have both of them. So I'm not sure if they are in Blimbo or not. They're probably Blimbo. Right? Or maybe we do it like this. I think Chaos Knight is a bit better than the Luna for sure. So how about Chaos Knight is like an A tier and Luna is a Blimbo. That sounds fine. I can accept that. I think we need more Limbos, honestly. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and make a Klimbo. There's Klimbo. Do we need a Flimbo? Oh, I am losing the unit. Sorry, I'm losing my tier list. I can't. Can I zoom out? Okay, no, that's all of them. Okay. No, we gotta zoom out a little bit. I'm losing the units. Okay. Alright, let's just go ahead and move through this a little bit quicker here. Hello, what's up? You... not right now. No, I'm currently doing my tier list here. It's very important.
Flimbo.
No, Klimbo, please.
Flimbo.
Yeah, I was about to add Flimbo, but then it broke. I mean, I can maybe add in a Flimbo right now. Okay, I'm gonna add in a Flimbo. Alright, there's Flimbo. Alright, cool. So, here is what we've got. Cool. So, I think Medusa, it goes into Blimbo. I know Medusa is really good, but level 1 Medusa is utter garbage. And level 2 Medusa is really good. So, I can't reasonably put her into A. Right? I would like to put her into A. I might even move her down to B, honestly. She's not really like a good Limbo candidate. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Medusa's got a strong ultimate, but she's got weak synergies, and it takes her so long to get her ultimate going. And that, to me, makes her a little bit weaker. The thing is also, by the time you actually get Medusa going, you have Tidehunter. And Tidehunter is just the same thing, but better. Tidehunter is just a better Medusa. So, that to me makes it so that Medusa is a little bit weaker. On that note, I'm also going to put Tidehunter into A. So, I know Tidehunter is usually a candidate for S. But I don't actually think Tidehunter is an S tier unit. Because you need a level 2 Tidehunter. I don't know how often have you guys had this, but this happens to me all the time. Tidehunter jumps in, dies, doesn't get off his ultimate. Level 2 Tidehunter basically always gets to cast his ultimate, and it's amazing. Level 2 Tidehunter is an S tier unit. Level 1 Tidehunter is a B tier unit, at best. So, since we don't have that differentiation right now, we're gonna put Tidehunter into A tier to just kind of make that work. Alright? So, it's a little bit rough, you know, like which one is the best. But won't Tide be Slimbo then? Tide could be in Slimbo. If you guys want to put Tide into Slimbo, I'm actually okay with that. I'm fine with Slimbo Tide. Alright, everybody okay with Slimbo Tide? Alright, let's do Slimbo Tide. But from my experience, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens very often that Tidehunter just dies. Doesn't get to cast anything, just drops dead. Not great. Alright, let's go ahead and just put Tide into Slimbo. Cool. We've got Abaddon. Abaddon to me is a solid B tier unit, and Drow Ranger is a Flimbo. Drow Ranger is currently the only Flimbo, but I think she's a good Flimbo. Mostly just because she has great typing. Like, that to me what makes Drow Ranger work. I actually think, I'm gonna move down Abaddon into C Limbo as well. I think honestly, Abaddon and Drow Ranger, they are both carried by their typing. Their stats and abilities are kind of terrible, right? A similar note, I actually think Batrider is a solid Flimbo unit as well, where he's just kind of bad, but he's got good typing. So he's, you know, he's an F Flimbo. That's what the limbo means, right? Good synergies, like, or you need a level 2. Could be higher given the right circumstances. Slimbo should be a limbo. Yeah, but a limbo sounds terrible. Right? I say Flimbo, Klimbo, Blimbo, a limbo doesn't work. So we have Flimbo, Klimbo, Blimbo, and Slimbo. That works. Alright? I hope that makes sense. Now, we could also just call that Lambo. Alright, so Batrider to me is a solid Flimbo, where in the right situation, actually, you know, like, that's the crazy thing about Batrider to me. In the right lineup, I think Batrider is actually an S tier unit. Right? But in the wrong lineup, Batrider is completely worthless. Just garbage. And even in the right lineup, Batrider isn't the star. He just connects the lineup. Right? He just makes your 4 trolls with your 4 knights, you know, only take up 7 spots. Like, that is good. But, yeah. Anyway, we've got Kotler. Kotler is a C tier at best, in my opinion. Enigma, Slimbo. Tier 1 Enigma, I'll probably put him into my lineup, but like not every time, right? Level 2 Enigma, every time, priority number 1, right? And honestly, if I could have, like, I could add another thing in here, I would make, like, 2 level 2 Enigmas would be S++, right? Like, they're just the strongest ones. Kotler is Blimbo. I can actually see that. I think the only time you really go for Kotler, I don't think Blimbo. I think Klimbo, though. I think you go for Kotler when you either get him really fucking early when you're going for mages. And I want to know you never ever get him. But yeah. So that's just kind of how I think this should go. Juggernaut. I like Juggernaut a lot. I'm not sure if Juggernaut is A, Blimbo, or Slimbo. I think I would actually give Juggernaut a Slimbo. I think Juggernaut is really difficult, but he's a very good unit. If you have Orc Synergy, you will go for him very early on. Orc Warrior is fantastic typing. Level 2 Juggernaut is incredibly when you get him early. He's great at fighting all spell heavy lineups, and late game you just kind of replace him. So I think Juggernaut is probably on the same level as Beastmaster to that extent. So if Beastmaster is A tier, then Juggernaut should probably be A tier as well. So I think Juggernaut is like somewhere in this range. I'm not entirely sure where to put him, right? I think he can range anywhere from Blimbo to Slimbo, so we're just gonna put him in A. And, you know, he's also got a pretty good body on his own. Like, I will go for Juggernaut very often, and if I can get a level 2 Juggernaut, I will go for it pretty much every time. So, then we've got Razor. Razor to me is a Slimbo. Is Razor a Slimbo or a Blimbo? He's definitely a Limbo unit, because you need level 2 and you probably want Synergy. Alright? Is he Slimbo or is he Blimbo? It's probably Slimbo. I think Razor's Limbo. I think Razor just does massive damage. Yeah, we're gonna put Razor into Slimbo. Then Anti-Mage. I think Anti-Mage is actually a really interesting one. I would put Anti-Mage as a solid B tier unit. Just on his own. I think his synergies are weak as shit. Elf is solid, don't get me wrong, but like that's not why you pick Anti-Mage. You pick Anti-Mage for the mana burn, and he does really well with the mana burn. Like, that's a good ability. Mana burn is strong. Like, given the right circumstances, it just completely takes an enemy cast out of the fight. You know, you disable a Kunkka, you disable a Lycan, you know, like stop them from transforming. I think that's really good. Right. Talking about Lycan to me is a Klimbo. He is usually C tier, but if you get right synergies, you get warrior synergies going on, especially if you have a Tusk, I think he's a solid B tier unit, where it's like, can do some stuff, but like, it's okay. So, Klimbo. We're gonna put him in Klimbo. Right. And on that note, I'm actually going to put a ton of assassins into Klimbo right now. And into Blimbo. So, like, I think Phantom Assassin is a Klimbo. I think Sand King is probably a Blimbo. We've got Slog. Slog is a Blimbo in my opinion. Actually, we need to talk about Slog. I think TA is definitely a Slimbo. TA is the payoff for playing Assassins, right? TA is just super nice. I'm actually going to move Queen of Pain down to Flimbo really quick. I don't think she deserves to be in C. What other Assassins are there? Do we have all of them? Morphling, by the way, is solidly F tier. Mega fucking garbage. Just the worst unit. Like, honestly, Morphling just makes me angry with how bad he is. Alright, we are our Assassins. So you are in Klimbo, that seems fine. Yep, Blimbo, 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 Slimbo, and S tier, yeah. That makes sense, yeah. PA over Sand King? I disagree. I think she is not a Flimbo. I think PA can be quite strong. So here's what's saving PA from Flimbo, in my opinion. It's Elf. The fact that she's an Elf. If PA wasn't an Elf, she would be a Flimbo. But considering she is an Elf, she can be a Klimbo. Slog to me is a Blimbo because it is okay. So there, a few reasons for that. First of all, Blimbo, the limbo ranks mean that they need synergy. Slog to me, first of all, you need a level 2 and you need synergy. But if you get both, he's actually really powerful. I've had that guy carry me through a lot of fights. And also, Slog is just got a tiny little extra bonus that makes him just a tiny bit better because he works well with Tidehunter. If you have Slog and Tidehunter, and honestly you want Tidehunter on your assassin lineup, you actually get the Naga synergy, protecting all of your assassins, giving them a lot of bonus magic resistance. Which makes Slog Blimbo to me. Like, that's just a little bit of a bonus. And also Slog is not very popular, which again makes him pop up a little bit more often. So yeah, I can see if you don't like Slog and Blimbo, but I think Slog and Blimbo is just fine. So we've got Troll Warlord, solid Slimbo in my opinion. Right. We've got Techies, also solid Slimbo. We've got Gyrocopter, I would put that as an A tier. We've got Lich. Lich to me, Lich is actually an S tier. Is Lich an S tier? I think Lich is an S tier, right? I think I always get Lich. I'm just trying to think right now, but I think I get Lich every time. Yeah. And if I get a level 2 Lich, I'm super happy. Yeah, no, Lich to me is an S tier. Techies to me is a perfect Slimbo. You need level 2 and you need synergy. So, although you don't necessarily need synergy, but he does a lot better with synergy. Right, and yeah. The bounce always hits. The bounce hits most of the time when you're defending. Oh wait, doesn't it always hit when you're defending? So yeah. It's just not S tier because Chain Frost will bounce from units on your bench. Only when you're getting attacked, not when you're defending. Right, when you're defending, your ultimate always works. So that's not really a problem. Always get Techies more than Lich. I think I would rather get Lich than Techies. If you were to force me right now, choose between level 1 Lich, level 1 Techies, and I don't have any synergies, I take Lich. And if you force me to choose between level 2 Lich and level 2 Techies, I probably still take Lich. So yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna leave it like that. So we've got Venomancer. Venomancer is a C tier to me. Mostly there, like, even he only makes it that far up because he can have some good synergies. Doesn't need them, but yeah. Like, but you honestly, like, Venomancer is not that good in my opinion. We've got Axe. Axe to me is a Klimbo. He can be better if he gets good synergies. Isn't Enchantress a Flimbo? Like, honestly, both these druids are probably Flimbos. Like, C tier is currently looking a little bit empty. On that note, I'm actually going to put these two in here. I do actually like these a lot. Slaughter, also solid C tier. I'm going to go ahead and put Tusk in here, also solid C tier. Right, Omni Knight, like, by the way, I know so far it seems really top heavy, but like I'm currently filling up the top heaviness. Alchemist to me is a Blimbo, where he can be higher if you need him for Goblin Mech, or for Warlock synergy, but himself he isn't that good. Like, to me, Alchemist is at best a B tier unit on his own, but I will still pick him up quite frequently. Then we've got Ogre Magi. I will actually give Ogre Magi a B. I think Ogre Magi is really good. You get a tier 2 Ogre early on, that guy will carry you quite a bit. He doesn't even need synergies, like his ability is actually pretty damn strong. He can usually use it twice during a fight. You know, he's got a big beefy body. I can dig Ogre. I think Ogre is pretty alright. Right, I mean, he's not as good as like, you know, the Goblin Mechs and shit, but still pretty solid in my opinion. So, is Lone Druid Limbo? Lone Druid should be Limbo. You're right. Because you need the synergies to make him work. Is Lone Druid a Limbo? Like, is Lone Druid Slimbo or Blimbo? You guys think he's Slimbo? Yeah, I can see that. So here's the thing. If I get the full synergy and get a tier 3 Lone Druid really quickly, it's definitely an S tier unit. So I think Lone Druid is actually a Slimbo. We're going to promote him. Disruptor, probably just a solid A tier, right? Necro I think is a Blimbo for now. And then we've the Crystal Main. Crystal Main is a Slimbo. A Klimbo. Okay. So let's go ahead and have a look at it again. Right? We've got, so the thinking is that units in numbered tier are just, that's how strong they are. But units in a limbo tier kind of vary. They can be weaker if they don't get any good synergies, and in that case they're probably like a tier or 2 lower. And if you get good synergies, they can be like the tier above them. Right? They are the tier above them. So for example, Dragonite on his own without any backup is probably an A tier unit. Like the level 2 Dragonite and level 1 Dragonite is probably a B tier unit. While Dragonite with full synergy and a level 2 Dragonite is a solid S tier. Maybe even like a possible S plus or something like that. Right? So that to me makes a lot of sense, right? So that's kind of how this is ranked, right? So Clockwork, Timbersaw, and Bounty Hunter are just god tier units you always buy. So Shadow Fiend, Doom, Kunkka, and Lich. The Lich. I am unsure about the Lich. I'm really unsure about the Lich. I think I'm gonna scoot the Lich down a little bit. I think Lich is a Slimbo. Because even though I will buy Lich every time, like here's the thing, I buy Lich every time I can, right? But I will not place him necessarily. I will often keep Lich on the bench until I have a level 2. I have a level 2 Lich. But once I have a level 2 Lich, I will always place him. I will make space for that 100% of the time. And then he's also got the synergy with Necro. Yeah, that definitely helps. Okay, no, I think Lich is a Slimbo. Okay, cool. Then what do we have in Slimbo? We have Dragonite, Tidehunter, Enigma, Razor, TA, Troll, Techie, Lone Druid, and Lich. That sounds good to me. Right? That sounds nice. We've got Beastmaster and A tier. That sounds right. Wind Ranger, yes. Chaos Knight, I'm okay with that. Hey, J Lessard 93. Thank you very much for the sub, my dude. Appreciate it. Then we've got the Juggernaut in A tier. I think that's fair too. I could maybe see moving Juggernaut down to Blimbo, but I think Juggernaut just performs pretty well. I think Juggernaut should be in Blimbo. I don't think Juggernaut should be in A. Right? Juggernaut is a Blimbo in my opinion. I actually think that on that note, we should probably move Disruptor into Blimbo as well. And then Necrophos, I see a lot of you saying that we should move Necro up, so I can see that. Yeah. So in A tier, we now have Beastmaster, Wind Ranger, Chaos Knight, Gyrocopter, and Necrophos. That sounds right to me. That sounds right to me. Then in Blimbo, we have Tinker. Why is Tinker so high up? Because Tinker has great synergy with Goblin Mech, as well as just specifically Clockwork and Timbersaw. So because of that, I think Tinker is actually a very high power level unit, even though the unit itself isn't that strong. Tinker on his own, without any sort of support or any sort of backup, is probably an F tier unit. He's probably just that bad. But the thing is that you would never ever buy Tinker on his own, right? You don't get Tinker just because of Tinker. So to me, that makes Tinker a Blimbo. Because I do actually think in the right lineup, Tinker is a real problem to me. Because Tinker really does range, in my opinion, from F to S tier. Right? Like he's either F tier or he's S tier. He's one of the two. Like he doesn't... Like honestly, according to that logic, Tinker should actually be in Slimbo. Tinker shouldn't be in Blimbo. Alright, we'll just leave him where he is. I think Tinker is actually just really difficult to judge exactly where he's supposed to go. Also, I'm sorry, Coco. I didn't mean to wake you up. I was thinking better than Medusa Sniper, even their synergies. No, Tinker's got better synergies than Medusa Sniper, by far. Alright, so we've got the Puck, who's in Blimbo because of synergies. Viper, Blimbo because of synergies. Luna, Blimbo because you usually want her with the Chaos Knight. You don't really want her on her own. I could see moving Luna up to A tier. I think I'm moving Luna up to A tier again. I like Luna more in A tier. Then, then we have the Sand King in Blimbo, that seems fine. Slark in Blimbo, that seems fine. Alchemist in Blimbo, that seems fine. We've got Alchemist is fine. Yeah, that's all cool. Right, I think Disruptor needs either level 2 or a synergy of sorts. So. Then we have Treant Protector, which actually, I do think Treant Protector is a solid B tier. Treant Protector is a nice, strong unit. If you can get him, to level 2, you want to have him. And he's nice on his own. He doesn't need any backup. He's not the strongest unit in the game. You're not going to base your lineup around him, but he's fine. So he's B tier. So Sniper, I will pick Sniper when I can, and I will get rid of him as soon as I get something better. That's B tier. Medusa, yeah. Anti-Mage and Ogre. Yeah, that seems fine. Klimbo, we have Abaddon, Kotler, Lycan, Phantom Assassin, Axe, and Crystal Main. I can be okay with that. I think Crystal Main is one of those units that I think is again very difficult. On her own, she's F tier. In the right lineup, she is probably A tier. Or B tier. Klimbo seems fine for Crystal Main. Then we have Venomancer in C tier. Yeah, that seems fine. Witch Doctor and Shadow Shaman. Slaughter, Tusk, and Omni Knight. That seems cool. I wish Omni Knight had a lower cooldown on his nuke. If he had a lower cooldown, he would be a lot better. Then we have Drow Ranger, Bat Rider, Queen of Pain, Enchantress, and Furion and Flimbo. That makes sense to me. The only reason why Queen of Pain even made it that high, I think Queen of Pain is actually an F tier unit, but you will pick her early to fill out assassin slots to get 6 assassins as quickly as possible. And that makes her better than F tier. But you will also sell a Queen of Pain as your first assassin, replace her with Doom as quickly as you can, which makes her F tier. So Flimbo seems fine there. And then we've got F tier, which is Tiny, Lena, Terrorblade, and Morphling. Yeah. Tiny is just garbage. So is Lena, so is Morphling. I don't think we need to argue about that. You guys think Terrorblade is better than that? Alright. I can accept that either we move the Omni Knight down into F tier or we move Terrorblade up into C tier. No, I'm not gonna go up that far. Terrorblade is a Flimbo. You know why Terrorblade is a Flimbo? Because he needs level 2. He needs level 2. Without level 2, Terrorblade is not valuable. Yeah, and then we need to make like a F- tier really quick. Right. F-. Right. There we go. Just put Tidy down there. And then we can, if we want to, like add in an S+. S+. Right, and I think actually these three are S+. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. That's my tier list. I'm pretty happy with that. So, share. Shareable link. Copy. And I'm going to put it into chat so you guys can find it. That is an intense link. Holy shit. Wow, that is an intense link. But here's the tier list. And, yeah. Yeah, I'm done. That's it. That's my tier list. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. You can feel free to disagree with me as much as you like, right? But, you know, I try to talk as much about things as possible. Include as many things as possible. All right. Explain all of my decisions. But it seems fine. Also, something that I think works really well about it is it's actually pretty even distribution, right? I feel like about half of our units are in B or above, and half of them are in B or minus, right? Since B is like the middle point, we can count it into both directions. But this seems a pretty even distribution, right? It seems pretty fair. It's always good. Well, it's not always good. Like, ideally, we want everybody to be equally powerful, but it just kind of like shows this, like, yeah, about fine. Ah, cool. Got it. All right, we're done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you.